This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the basement as we get ready for ourselves game number 6 of the homestand, game number 6 of the season. And well, we added trying to get back to 500, 3-3 on the season. If we can end this one with a W tonight, obviously this one's a little bit of more of a heated matchup than we've had. To start the season, obviously we had the Battle of Alberta, but I don't even think there was much flair to that one out of anybody at the shop. Yeah, coming into last week. But now, all of a sudden, my friends, we get this Penguins matchup. And let me tell you, I got a very, very vocal Penguins fan at work. And I imagine he will be making sure I hear about it tomorrow if the Penguins pull this one off at Rogers Place tonight. However, the Oilers, right? Yeah, there's a little bit of incentive here. Connor versus Sid. You need to get back to 500 just to kind of crawl out of the hole you're putting yourself in early by starting slow. And secondary to that, my friends, victory on home ice to close out a homestand. Always a big old check in the column. Let me tell you, that's a big one for sure. So we'll hopefully see that one get up and done there for the Oilers tonight. So we're off and running with tonight's live stream. Obviously, the 5:45 start. We're just about there. Big news in the NHL tonight is obviously Phil Kessel tying Keith Yandle for the longest Ironman streak in the NHL's history. So we'll see what ends up happening there. I believe, folks, if you're looking for for the Oilers warm-up, it's available on Twitter, Facebook, and all over the place. And again, still would fall under copyright material. And I believe warm-up's actually over as well, if I'm not mistaken. So there's no point in me trying to find that either. That said, John, welcome in. Bob, welcome in. And I think right now, as we're just getting ready to roll, I'll quickly roll over the lines and get things underway. Nope, that's the lines that I clipped out. Hold on, let me go to my live broadcasting gear and let's get this going, shall we? Big board off. Lineup card out. Let's get that enlarged so as I can follow that out. And we'll just shift over here quickly. Camera refocuses itself. So Holloway remains out with the upper body injury. We still have no clarification on what that is. However, Kane, McDavid, Yamamoto remains your top line. RNH, Draisaitl, Hyman your second line. Fogle, McLeod, Puljujarvi your third line. Shore and Ryan your extras, I guess you could say. Nurse, Ceci, Kulak, Barry, Niemelainen gets the boost. So this is something that Jay Woodcroft talked about in the pregame interviews today, talking more about Niemelainen getting introduced to a little bit more every single time he gets into the lineup. And what we're talking there is the fact that Marcus Niemelainen will start on a pairing with Evan Bouchard and feature to look into a little bit more for the Oilers today than he has the past couple games against the opponents we've faced in St. Louis and, of course, Carolina. Because, as you look here, is Murray's kind of that 7th rotation defenseman. Niemelainen only had 9:45 or thereabout of ice time against St. Louis. I saw him a ton, but he only somehow managed 9.5 minutes of ice time. So hopefully tonight, 13, 14 minutes for Niemelainen. He can really make an impact, big hit, whatever you want to say, and get it going. But if you're to look at these lines and say, hey, who am I looking to show up tonight? Obviously McDavid, Draisaitl, duh. But what I'm looking for out of guys tonight is simply that top line's got to produce at a higher rate than the Sidney Crosby line. That's a given to win this game. And secondary to that, that third line has to bite a goal. End of the day is, you can love Puljujarvi, you can not want to trade Fogle, you can love what McLeod brings with speed, whatever, but you gotta bite a goal here from that third line tonight. Just, you don't want them going too much longer. Obviously McLeod's got a couple, but Fogle, Puljujarvi, they need to really step up and find a way to be impact players in this game. Whether one ends up with an assist, the other a goal, they need to have some points on the board tonight, just simply to chip into the offense that the Oilers will need to beat the Penguins tonight, and secondary to end this homestand on a high note, despite this homestand not necessarily being a terrible start, just more or less a dud when it comes to expectations we had to begin this season. So folks, that's where we find ourselves with the Oilers lineup. It is Jack Campbell in net. You don't need to worry about that. Jack Campbell back in for another straight start after that stellar start against the St. Louis Blues, where he was not the problem. And if you're pointing the finger at Jack Campbell in that one, well, we're going to have a discussion there. Anyway, folks, that's where we find ourselves here, and I believe tonight as well is a nationally broadcast game. It's Monday night's new special night of hockey on Sportsnet, the Rogers Monday Night Hockey or whatever they're calling it. And we've got ourselves a matchup between the Penguins and Oilers this evening, where we're going to see what we can find out. I know Patrick, the Oilers fanatic, has checked in a couple of times down there from Rogers Place tonight. He's having a pretty good night by the looks of it, getting a couple of key photos with a couple real big players down there at Rogers Place. I know if you saw his video earlier, the pregame, you would have seen he got the photo with Ken Holland. Secondary, you would have seen, maybe not. I'm not going to ruin the other photos because I want those to be a secret. But he got a pretty cool photo with a pretty cool ex-Oiler to get a photo with, let me tell you that. And somebody in the lineup that I've talked pretty heavily about here in the pregame. So, we're off and running into this intro start of the live stream. It's 5:52. We got 8 minutes to game time. We rock and rolled a pretty late video last night. 775 views on last night's video. A nice little rebound after things have gone quiet in Oilers land on YouTube. As I was explaining in the video, it's kind of, you got your two extremes and you got this dip in the middle of the U curve where not much is happening on that front, but we'll survive there. They've got Carey Price giving an update right now. Played 5 games, lingering knee issue for Carey Price, so we'll see what he can do the rest of this year if he is there at all this season. Of course, he's talking and I can't hear a word because I'm talking. But quickly, watch Oilers trade discussion. And that video that I'm referencing to is linked in the comments now if you want it. I'll quickly throw this up here and pin that for you if you want to go watch that throughout the game, intermission, whenever you have a chance. Let's see. And that is where we find ourselves. We're not too far away, the Oilers. Just about ready for puck drop at 6 p.m. here at Rogers Place to close out a 6-game homestand. And we'll see what they can do to get this job done. All right. Let's see what we can get going here. Is there anything else I'm missing? I don't think there's really anything missing going into this matchup this evening. That's kind of the weird part for the Oilers, is it's been quiet news day after quiet news day, because you just don't have the ability to move roster pieces around like you would if you had the cap space, and secondary to that, you just don't have a chance to really go out there and be a contender in the trade market early on because of the way you've started. You don't want to panic. You don't want to make too bold of a move, and you also don't want to give up too many assets, right? Come, welcome in, my man. We'll have to rip some Chell later tonight, let me tell you. That'll have to be a thing that we get going. It looks like Jordan Bennington's getting a lot of love from the panel here if they had to start a goalie in net for Team Canada in a must-win game right now. Yeah, there's really not much to talk about. That's kind of the point of the video last night, is there's a really lack of kind of what to talk about when it comes to the Edmonton Oilers right now, just simply because they're not giving us a whole lot to be really upset with or really cheer about. And it's that really dip in the action where they're ho-hum, not doing much. That's kind of where we find ourselves for the time being anyway. And we'll see what they end up doing here. Smokey Dan, welcome in. Yeah, well, I think the big thing for the Oilers, again, obviously as it has been every single game this season, get the first goal, see what you can do from there, and hopefully hold on and win a game, because when you've done that so far this season, you've won hockey games. You've done that once, and you've won that hockey game. So for the Oilers, if they can do that again tonight, I like our odds there. And if the Oilers can go out there and maybe pile on, I think I was texting a guy earlier today too, just literally saying it's one of those things for the Oilers. Go out there, make it a 5-1, 4-1 final, right? Go out there and just win a game, statement kind of by a couple of bigger goals than a goal in an empty netter, because as Jay Woodcroft pointed out, every single game this season for the Oilers has technically been a 1-goal game, whether it be a win or a loss. with an empty netter. So that's a frustration point, I think, as a fan. And when you sit down and realize, okay, so we're losing by 1 goal, we just need a bounce, whatever you want to say, like, this has sucked, we can be better. It's one of those things. But at the same rate, too, is, okay, so we've pushed late and given up the empty netter. Or we got the empty netter to seal the game, right? For the Oilers, it's kind of that victory point, but all in this, it's meaningless. Obviously, when you're adding on empty netters up two goals late in the third, and you can add an empty netter with a depth guy out there that scores a goal, and that's one of his 5 goals of the season, and it puts the game to bed. That's a good get, but when Connor McDavid's more or less just patting away the game by getting the stats up because he's out there defending a lead, that one doesn't feel as great. Obviously, the hat-trick goal on opening night, that's a whole nother level of why that felt great to me, but it's one of those, it's one of those things, right? All right. So what do we got? What do we got going on? Let's flash those lines one more time. Lines right there for you. Let me flip on over and get this going. Kane, McDavid, Yamamoto, RNH, Draisaitl, Hyman, Fogle, McLeod, Puljujarvi, Shore, and Ryan, your 4th line grinder guys. Nurse, Ceci, Kulak, Barry, Niemelainen, Bouchard, and Murray is your 7th defenseman tonight. Jack Campbell starts in net for the Edmonton Oilers this evening, so that's what you need to know, is that it will be indeed Jack Campbell in net for the Oilers again for another night. So that's a big get for the Oilers, because what you want to see is them going out there and keeping Jack Campbell in the confidence that he's got the past couple games, a little bit of swagger he's all of a sudden gotten going. Right, he was up over 5.82 goals against average per game, and in 2 games he's dropped that down to 3.82. That's a pretty big get for Jack Campbell when you're talking about dropping 2 goals against over the average of 2 games, and you think about that Carolina game where he gave up 4 goals. Yeah, it's a pretty big get. So we'll see where that all ends up leading to tonight with the Oilers and Mr. Jack Campbell in net. But other than that, folks, I think we got everything pretty well taken care of early on in tonight's affair. There's not much else to really add to tonight's broadcast other than the fact of, let's go out there and rip a hockey game and see what the Oilers do for us, because that's the biggest part here, is the Oilers got to show up tonight and try and win a hockey game against the Pittsburgh Penguins, bringing in Sidney Crosby, who is having a pretty good start to the NHL season himself. I'll just quickly read you off some stats here on what Sidney Crosby's been doing to start this NHL season, because it's actually pretty spectacular what the Penguins have kind of been piling up here early on in this early NHL season. Quickly, just to look at the phone to go over to stats and points lead. Well, you look at who the point leaders are. You got Sidney Crosby tied with Connor McDavid for 3rd in the NHL with 10 points. That's a pretty big thing. That's a pretty big thing right there. Is it's for Connor McDavid, right? He's having a good start to the season, but so is Sidney Crosby having a little bit of a resurrection season here, getting it going. So, folks, of course, I've already got the question in the chat, so we'll have a quick little update on the stream. No, folks, I can't show the stream. Obviously, again, it's one of those things, it's copyright material. Anyone who broadcasts it on YouTube is broadcasting it illegally, and there's a reason you have to keep looking for a stream as opposed to going back to the same guy. They keep getting shut down because what they're doing is broadcasting illegally. It's copyright material. The NHL shuts down their channel, and away you go. So I will do my best to rip the play-by-play for you, updates, opinions, thoughts, and commentary throughout the game. You like it, stick around, enjoy. There's a lot more to Dolynny TV than just this live stream, I promise you that. There's over 2,500 videos on my channel, and if you don't enjoy it, hey, it's not for you. Don't worry about it. It doesn't hurt my feelings at all. Move on and have yourself a great night. Hopefully you can find the game if that's what you're looking for, and you're going to live and die by it. That's perfectly fine. Anyway, folks, it is 6 o'clock. That warning off and running. Let's go have ourselves a great hockey game tonight. The Oilers, the Penguins, here on a 6 o'clock start on a Monday night. I got home in time. That's all that matters. That is good. Sidney Crosby scoring goals. Connor McDavid scoring goals, celebrating goals. Only thing Sid's got is a couple of big old cups in his cabinet compared to Connor McDavid at this point. But Sid's also got a very storied NHL career so far, and Connor McDavid looking to try and match that. Obviously, they're showing the goal against the New York Rangers right now from last season, and then this one, a beauty from back in the day against the Tampa Bay Lightning. And yeah, you know what? This is a matchup we're not going to get for very much longer in the NHL. Maybe another 3, 4, 5 years. And now we got to see kind of what these two will do in the next 3, 4, 5 years, and who's going to kind of come up with the big ol' victories here over the next half decade. So it's Monday Night Hockey on Sportsnet. I think it's a nationally televised game, so that's why I think we've got a couple of people missing tonight, as you're actually able to watch the game, and that's perfectly fine with me, as we are going to sit back, buckle up for hopefully an early Oilers goal and then a big second period from the Oilers, and put the bed to rest in the third period with a big third period as well. Rogers Monday Night Hockey, they've got to have two sponsors presenting it to you, Desjardins and Pepsi. The more you know. Alright, we're still a few minutes away from things getting underway. Of course, with it being a nationally televised game, you've got the panel doing their thing. They've got Keith Yandel out there this evening, so that's very exciting. A guy just fresh out of the NHL, now a commentator with Sportsnet. McDavid and Draisaitl, after being held pointless in tandem, so of course the Oilers were shut out against the St. Louis Blues the other night. 199 career points in 71 games played together after being held pointless. So you know they come out firing. That's generally the MO. They take a night off and then come out and kill you the next night. So we'll see what the Oilers can kind of stack up tonight against the Pittsburgh Penguins at home to close out a 6-game homestand. And in a tough opponent with Pittsburgh, Calgary's got the easy assignment with back-to-back going their way in the night to come tomorrow. So we're sitting, we're waiting, and we're hoping that the Oilers can deliver on what will be a good hockey game for us tonight. Connor McDavid out there wearing the captaincy, looking good doing it, and hopefully rocking us to a victory this evening. Sidney Crosby obviously wearing the C for the Pittsburgh Penguins. He's going to chuck a fan a puck. We'll have one more commercial break, and we'll get this thing up and rolling here right away for what will be a pretty big game for the Oilers. It's obviously I don't think you can afford to start the season 2-4, and that's the big part here. If you're the Oilers, you got to go out there and win this one, make it 3-3 on the season, and just finish off, right? Just 3-3. Didn't do anything we wanted to do, but we also didn't completely stink it up, which for the Oilers is a big victory to start the season. So now you go out there and get on the road and see what you can do. All right, Oilers and Blues on Wednesday. So actually, we're already on the road back to see St. Louis. Okay, I don't even know the schedule at this point. I'm just kind of going with it. I hear about a game in the morning, I come home and do my thing, and we get going because, again, I do not have the time of day really to try and fight with the Oilers schedule like I used to. So here we find ourselves just sitting here doing what we got to do along the way. My friend, you are up on phone. Spam is dealt with. So we're sitting here waiting for this hockey game to get underway. It's 6:04. We should have puck drop about 6:10 this evening is what I'd estimate. The Oilers being led by Connor McDavid in the points department. You want just a quick key update on who the Oilers point leaders are to start this season. If I could get that, we would be good. Stats, assists, is that where I'm looking? Do we have that? We do not. Well, Leon Draisaitl's got 6 assists to start the season, but he's got to start wiring home the goals on the one-timer. That's what's costing us. Power play points to start the season. Connor McDavid's in 9th place with 5. That's tough. Tied for 5th, actually. And goals against average. This is a fun one right here. The 4th best goalie in goals against average this season is Stuart Skinner at $1.68 so far to begin the season. You got to love that. So here we go. Pittsburgh, Edmonton to start things off. Gene Principe leading us in for tonight's matchup, as it'll be a good game live from Rogers Place tonight. We'll see what the Oilers can do. That's the big part, Is there's really not much. Like I'm sorry if I just keep going in circles. There is not much to talk about in this game. The Oilers just need to show up and win themselves a hockey game. That's all it comes down to. Sidney Crosby putting up 10 points in almost 5 less minutes of ice time per game than Connor McDavid this year. And Connor McDavid has 215 points more than career games played. Sidney Crosby about just over 300 or something right there. So obviously that's when you have the chance to be elite. And then you got the Malkin and Leon Draisaitl connection there as well. Now we'll see what we can get going here in this game. There's a lot of Pittsburgh Penguins fans in the stands, obviously too, right? That's one of those things. Mount Rushmore of both organizations. Lemieux and Yager, Gretzky and Messier. And then you got McDavid and Draisaitl and Crosby and Malkin. Man, McDavid is legitimately 120 points shy of being half as many points as Wayne Gretzky in his career as an Oiler. That's pretty crazy. Here we go. Land acknowledgement prior to the game, folks. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments here. I don't know. I haven't heard the Dallas Stars Gold song, so I couldn't tell you. Don't have an opinion there. And McDavid is on pace to have the same amount of points as Crosby does in 110 last games. Well, it's not a matter of who's better, because you got to remember the NHL has changed. Connor McDavid has forced the change of the NHL himself in 2015. So that's kind of where we find ourselves is, man, if Crosby would have never got injured, what we would have seen those years, that's what bums me out, is it would have been special. And I mean, I was a big Crosby fan back then because a lot of my dad's friends were Crosby friends back then. McToads, welcome in. I think this is the first time I've seen you in the live stream this regular season as we're getting ready for ourselves this hockey game. All right. Tristan Jarry in net for the Pittsburgh Penguins. This could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. I think he's got a pretty good goals against average to begin this season if I saw his stats, so we might be in a little bit of trouble. But also, depending on who you evaluate as the starter and the backup for Pittsburgh, this might be a good thing for the Oilers if you deem Tristan Jarry to be the starter. And I think absolutely I do, so we'll see what they end up doing. We've got the dual anthems tonight at Rogers Place, so of course we got a little bit of suffering through to do, and we should have the start of the game just past 6:10 this evening. And for some reason my soul patch is just irritating me tonight. Hey, no, all good, McToads. Alright, O Canada playing live at Rogers Place now. Here we go. Well, let's rock and roll and get this thing up and underway. Kills me. Patrick's at another Oilers game this evening, and here I am in my basement just coming off a day of work, sitting at home watching the Oilers on TV again. And honestly, if I could have the job I have now and live in Edmonton, I probably would have never left Edmonton way back in 2016. But here we are, hanging out in southern Alberta, watching the game on a Monday night on Rogers Monday Night Hockey, live from the basement. So here we go. Canada flag going up and out at Rogers Place. Darnell Nurse on the ice to begin this game, lined up next to the skater for the night for Scotiabank, I think is still sponsoring that. And let's get this game underway. The anthem just about over. Stuart Skinner on the bench for the Oilers. Casey DeSmith on the other long side of the bench for the Penguins. Both hoping they don't have to come into action tonight. Maybe Skinner's not minding if he has to. That wouldn't be too bad of a thing for Skinner if he had to. And big thing for Nemo is to simply get more ice time. That is what we need to see out of him tonight, is get more ice time and get things going, because the poor guy has not had a bunch of ice time the past couple of games, and it'd be good for him to get a little bit more going, that is for sure. Alright, we're outside Rogers Place looking at the transit station right now, and now we're inside waiting for puck drop. The Connor McDavid line will begin action this evening for us. Tristan Jarry starts the game, and here we go. Don't forget the scoreboard. Nobody's reminding me. We're good. And boom, right there. Memorial Cup winner Tristan Jarry with the Oil Kings. He's 4-0 on the season so far. He's had a pretty good start, but that's where the Oilers are looking to crack him after not being able to crack Jordan Binnington on Saturday. Jack Campbell, 382 goals against average, 889 save percentage. Yeah, he was pretty good, but not good enough to get that over 900 quite yet. And now Sidney Crosby will draw in for the face-off against Connor McDavid. You know they're going to put them out there against each other to begin a hockey game. Here we go, head-to-head. Lights flashing at center ice. Crosby down, and McDavid wins it. And I think the last time we won an opening face-off, we may or may not have scored the first goal. So let's go do that again tonight. As it's back to the point, Cody Ceci fires the shot off the stick of McDavid into the corner. Evander Kane somehow whacks that. It doesn't go off out of play. It went off the top of the glass, though. Back to the point from Kane out of the corner to CC D to D. Shot coming in from Nurse. Traffic in front gets blocked. And now it'll come back the other way out of the zone. Pittsburgh across the line. Connor McDavid backtracking and checking Sidney Crosby into the board. So that's a good backtrack right out of the gate. And now the Oilers back the other way. We'll see this puck be shot down the ice. And it'll go off of the end boards there where Brett Kulak meets it. Two men tangle up. One-timer coming out of the corner. And it's Jack Campbell making the first save of the hockey game on Marcus Pettersson. That was a good little weird chip here. So this one goes back. Cody Ceci fires the shot. Yamamoto looking for that rebound. It squirts out pretty quick. And then it goes off the top of the glass. And that's a battle there by Yamamoto to keep that puck alive. Kane just mishandles it. And Pettersson, the one-timer, right into the belly of Jack Campbell as we have a face-off to his right, won by the Penguins. Shot fired out in front. Nobody knows where the puck is. The Oilers find it, though. They're going to line rush it back the other way. Zach Hyman's going to get into the Penguin zone. He's going to take it down behind the net. He's going to get taken out, however, carried through by Leon Draisaitl, who has to get his horse getting in gear because he's got to get back as the Penguins take it across the Oilers' blue line. Pettersson carries it down. It'll be behind the net. Brett Kulak wipes a man out. Incidental contact. Carries the puck and gets it up the boards where the Penguins, though, get it up. Shot save Campbell. Big save right there on a bad Oilers turnover. And now a puck that'll come right back into the Oilers zone off a couple of bounces. And the Penguins creating all kinds of havoc. Draisaitl weak effort there to clear it. Penguins now cutting to the net. Big save by Jack Campbell. Don't know why I was about to call him Skinner, but that's a big save there to stop action at 18:23. And all of a sudden the Penguins coming heavy on that shift. Leon Draisaitl fighting the puck in his own zone. Just couldn't get it out of his skates. Just couldn't get it anywhere. And he was struggling there. And Kasperi Kapanen denied there by Campbell on the little flick of the wrist. 12 goals allowed this season, 7 in the first period. So you get Campbell past the first period without a goal, and we should be just fine and dandy. But the Oilers, again, another weak board play. And this is not the Penguins doing. This is all the Oilers doing here in their own zone, just forcing it up the boards weakly, turning it over to the Penguins. They do that again there. And now Murray will take that puck. He'll leave it there for Foegele, who gets it up to Ryan McLeod. And now Ryan McLeod's got Puljujarvi near side point. He fires it down into the corner. Puck goes up in and bounces there. And now, yes, Puljujarvi battling for the puck. Gets it to Ryan McLeod. McLeod takes that puck, skates it to the blue line, gets it to Bouchard, who bombs a shot. Goes off of Jarry again. The Oilers, their second shot of the game. High point, and it's Foegele trying to keep this one in. Bouchard does his best to tangle up a man who holds the stick. And the Oilers don't get called for a power play. And, well, now Murray will fire it down off the boards. And that will be an icing call. And look at that. Jesse Puljujarvi comes up with that puck, gets it to Ryan McLeod, and then Bouchard trying to shoot it clean through under the glove of Jarry. And that was not quite the success we were hoping for. But, hey, good attempt, and that's all that matters. You got something going. So here we go. 17:27 to go in this first period. You've got yourself a start to the hockey game that's not going too terribly for the Oilers, other than that one shift in your own zone with the Leon Draisaitl line on the ice. And here we go. It's shipped on down into the Oilers' end again. The Oilers come up with that puck. Derek Ryan taken down to a knee, but he's able to keep it alive. It'll be flipped ahead by Evander Kane, who's got out there. He's getting on the forecheck, bumps his man. And the Oilers' Devon Shore keeps that puck alive in the offensive zone. Good little forecheck there. Gets it going back to the point. And now a shot fired. CC sees it blocked. Race for the puck. Jack Campbell out to play it on time. He fires it right up the middle, and now the Oilers have a chance back the other way because of it. And it's going to be Evander Kane flicking it to the open area on the ice. It'll be flicked down behind the net. Now Kane will play it down to Yamamoto. Yamamoto's going to see it go there. Cece's going to pinch on it because he's got Yamamoto supporting in the near side wall. Goes out of the zone though, and Connor McDavid backtracking into his own end. And suddenly the Oilers playing with the puck a little bit more here in the past minute and a half, 2 minutes. And now Connor McDavid down. Yamamoto couldn't get him the puck. Flicks it around the boards, and that'll go all the way rimmed around to Evander Kane, who goes back to the blue line. Shot faked there by Tyson Barrie. Spin around a little bit to get to the near side boards. Nice little pass across, gets into the front. Connor McDavid couldn't flip it back the other way though. Barrie flicks it down into the corner, and it is moved out by the Penguins into the Oilers' end as they will come up with this puck. Big bump there and a big hit by Markus Niemelainen to separate puck carrier from puck. A little bit of miscommunication between him and Yamamoto, and Nemo will come up with the puck on the far side boards in the Oilers' end, flick it off a guy in the neutral zone, and that will be it. That will be all for the shift, and it looks like the Oilers have 6 guys on the ice now, and all kinds of discombobulated here, and I'm not sure why the Oilers shift time have 6 guys on the ice according to the fancy stats. Again, all kinds of messed up, those fancy stats that Sportsnet tries to incorporate. But here's a breakaway for Hyman. Hyman backdoor on the backhand, baby. Far side tucks it home. 1-0. There we go. That's what you like to see. Zach Hyman on the stretch pass breakaway scores it, and you like to see that there. What a play there by the Oilers. Evan Bouchard comes up with the puck, squirts it through. Evgeny Malkin gets it length of the ice for Zach Hyman, who just gets his horse in gear like Draisaitl should have earlier, and gets down the ice and scores himself a goal. Like I said, this season we're undefeated scoring the first goal at home, so let's go and get it going, shall we? That's a huge first goal, and that's what we like to see out of the Oilers. Now it's time to pile on as Campbell plays it behind his own net. He'll go back up the boards, and Fogle will battle there, so they don't even run the Draisaitl line out there again. They're going to allow the Fogle line with McLeod and Puljujarvi to get some ice time here. Flipped into the zone. The Penguins come up with it though. The Oilers, Puljujarvi turns that puck into the Oilers' possession. Now Bouchard wheeling and dealing through the neutral zone. He's skating with it. He's got a little bit of handle. He's going to go into the far side corner before getting it down to Ryan McLeod, who goes back to the high point to Fogle. McLeod and Puljujarvi battling for that puck. Puljujarvi hounding his man. Bouchard's second assist of the season on that assist on the Hyman goal. You like to see that. Bouchard piling up a couple of points, and that's just solid play there from the Oilers to get it out of the zone. Solid bench awareness as well, and possession time so far for the Oilers, 3:19. Big save there from Campbell, and they have a minute more with the puck than the Penguins do so far. Hit here from Yamamoto along the end boards, and now this one's going to be flipped off the corner off a skate, and now the Penguins come up with it again. Another save, Jack Campbell. He's got 6 so far. This one goes behind the net, and Connor McDavid, after a play by the Penguins, will come up with it. A tip there by Evander Kane at neutral, gets it out, but it doesn't go on the Oilers' stick, so back into the Oilers' end we go. And this one played there by Kyler Yamamoto on the near side boards in the Oilers' end. They will see this one tackled into the zone onto Sidney Crosby's stick, and now Connor McDavid and the Oilers come up with this puck as it's across the line. Yamamoto wipes out. It goes into the corner where Kane's somehow waiting for it, even though it's a bad bounce. And now Cece at the line keeps it in. Darnell Nurse flicks a shot in on goal, and Kane's just floating there looking for the rebound. It didn't come his way. And now Leon Draisaitl and his line will look to probably come up over the boards here, as it will be a rotation of the lines. The defense stays out there. Darnell Nurse flips up on the puck. It works. He's got Cece as an option. He goes to Hyman. Hyman's going to see it there, but it'll come back the other way on the turnover. And again, good backtrack there by Nugent Hopkins. And the Oilers are getting back in just good force so far this game to keep the Penguins at bay most times. They only have 6 shots in for a good reason. Draisaitl to the back of the net side and couldn't get that deflection in front from Hyman. Bouchard walks off the wall, and this Oilers team is moving the puck around a lot better than I think we have in a lot of games so far. This one comes to the front of the net. Nice poke check there from Jack Campbell. The Pens walk into a shot, save, and the rebound right onto an Oilers stick. Puck comes out of the Oilers zone, and that'll be offside, so the Oilers regroup, and they'll get their puck settled down. Brett Kulak with Evan Bouchard. This pairing's been having some good moments so far this game. It looks like Kulak's going to survey, wait for it to get loaded up. The third line now out there. It's tipped in by Puljujärvi. Ryan McLeod in on the attack right away. This puck goes around the boards, kept in at the blue line there again. McLeod's going to come and do it in the near side corner. He's going to see it to Derek Ryan. Derek Ryan gets it up to McLeod, who will work it along the boards, and this one will be flipped there into the zone again, kept onside. Devon Shore's got a chance here. He'll go chasing after it. He'll do a flyby and get off the ice, I'm pretty sure, as the Penguins finally regroup after the Oilers clear the zone. This one will be worked into the zone by the Penguins. And this one here, oh my. So far, so good for the Oilers. I think that's the big part right now. 11:27 to go. In this first period, the Penguins and Oilers engaged in a battle at the blue line. Nothing happening there as it's chipped into the Penguins' end. Fogle out there now with Puljujärvi and somebody. And this one's going to be worked past Nugent Hopkins. The Penguins have stretched the Oilers here. Shot saved by Jack Campbell. Back to the blue line of the Penguins. Shot coming, save. Nope, blocked in front. And this one will clear the zone on the 95-mile-an-hour slap shot from Jeff Petrie. This one back the other way. Kapanen's going to work it into the zone again, but Kane picks his pocket right onto the stick of a Penguin. The Oilers just a couple of sloppy turnovers in their own zone, and the Oilers have a delayed penalty. So there you go. You get the first goal of the game, but you also get the first penalty of the game. And that's a beauty of a move there to tuck it backhand far side on Tristan Jarry by Zach Hyman. The finger point to Evan Bouchard for that beautiful pass. You gotta love when a plan comes together. So for the Oilers, a good start to this hockey game. Now you take a penalty. Now you gotta see what you're made of on the penalty kill to start this hockey game. And hopefully as long as you survive that, you'll be fine and dandy the rest of the way home. The stream up to 435 views so far tonight. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in so far. Really appreciate you being along for the journey tonight. Always great to have folks in the stream just tuning in, hanging out, and watching the play-by-play go along. We are rocking so far on the stream a solid 16 hours and a half of watch time tonight. So again, thank you for being along for the ride, and I hope you continue to stick around as we'll get into this back half of this first period. And what do we got going here on the Oilers list? Is there anything we need to make note of? Any injuries we're not aware of? Because I can't hear anything. And the Oilers own a 2-20 and 3 home record when Zach Hyman scores a goal. So Zach Hyman has scored 23 home goals for the Oilers in his Oilers career, and the Oilers have won pretty much 95% of those. That's not bad. All right, excellent pass from Bouchard. Score first and score 5 on 5. Well, yes. Yes, they do. And what else do we got? Buck 37 into the game. Yeah, okay. So it's just pretty much exactly what I have mentioned so far. We're rocking and we're rolling, and we are ready for ourselves to get this hockey game continuing here on Sportsnet's Monday Night Hockey. And this one was a perfect... Again, I think they're going to talk a lot tonight about that pass by Evan Bouchard to Zach Hyman, because that was one heck of a good pass, that's for sure. And now it's Kane for hooking the penalty. 2 minutes, and the Penguins start out on a face-off win. The shot comes in, tipped on. Jack Campbell scramble in front. Oilers tying everybody up. Sidney Crosby couldn't poke it there. Now Zach Hyman looking to poke this puck out of the zone. He can't do it. The Oilers penalty kill, an abysmal 72.7% to start the season after really struggling there to keep the first goal of the game out of the gate on the power play against the St. Louis Blues, the one that ultimately cost them. But here, the first 30 seconds, solid enough to do the job. And hey, you kill it the rest of the way for the next buck 30. That will be another one score notch in your column, and you're good to go. We'll cross the halfway mark on this power play. and the Oilers will flip this one to the boards. Derek Ryan gives chase for a moment. He'll hold up and stop shop for a second in the neutral zone and allow Ryan McLeod to kind of chase down Sidney Crosby. Evgeny Malkin goes across, but now it's Derek Ryan pushing back the other way. Ryan's got space to skate, and he's going to go into the zone and force the Penguins to pin him to the boards. And this is how you kill penalties in the offensive zone. And Derek Ryan just couldn't get the pass through. So with 53 seconds to go, Crosby and the Pens working this change for the lineup on the power play as they'll retreat back behind their own net, and the Oilers penalty kill doing a fantastic job here. This is the kind of penalty kill you want to watch all night if you're the Oilers. 0 for 3 against the Columbus Blue Jackets on Saturday were the Penguins, and now all of a sudden they're spacing the Oilers a little bit in the offensive zone. Shot fired, scores. There you go. Rickard Rakell off the post scores, and that's just exactly what all it takes is a little bit of open space on the power play, and the Oilers yet again give up another power play goal, and that's just a zipper there on Jack Campbell. You know, look at this one right here. The Penguins space the Oilers wide open man, and it just goes cleanly back of the net, far post. And head up there and just, ooh, I don't know, but did that maybe bite a part of the Oiler in front of the net? Maybe glanced off Niemelainen's hip? Maybe? But that's another power play goal against, and just like that, a good penalty kill goes for naught, and we're in a 1-1 hockey game between the Oilers and Penguins with 9:09 left in this first period here tonight. And this one's going to be flicked there, shot fired back down low, and nobody knows where this puck is. Yamamoto didn't even know he really had it. He was turning and diving around in the zone trying to figure it out. Barry blasts one, shot save. The Oilers coming out very angry after giving up that power play goal against. And now all of a sudden working hard here. Yamamoto flips up on a shot. Beautiful looking one-time opportunity and just couldn't pull the trigger. Jeff Carter and Jason Zucker get the assists on the Rickard Rakell power play goal. Now all of a sudden the Oilers in flight coming back the other way. They're not going to get a nice and call a goal again, so that's huge. And now, well, Yamamoto right about that, right on there, working hard and coming up with the forechecking turnover. Now the Oilers working in the offensive zone, the top line going to work 5-on-5, creating traffic in the Penguins zone, but the Oilers not doing much here to try and get shots towards the net. They missed the one glorious opportunity they had, and we've already wasted another minute on the attack doing nothing. 11-5 the shots for the Penguins, just 12 minutes into this hockey game. Evan Bouchard's going to stretch it out, though. It's going to chip into Zach Hyman, who goes to the backhand again, and Leon Draisaitl just can't finish it off right on the doorstep. It's poke checked away, so that sucks, but hold on. You are right. You are right. And hold on, I did not think about that. This one's going to be flicked down the ice. And now Rickard Rakell is going. And you already saw that in the chat, though. There we go. Audio should be synced now, I think. And Crosby scores to give the Penguins the first lead. All right. It's kind of what I thought was possibly going to happen. And look at this one right here. And Bouchard fires it right on Tristan Jarry, and this one's flicked back right the other way. And onside, Rickard Rakell goes across, and Cece Cotton and Darnell Nurse not skating back hard enough. I don't know what Darnell Nurse was doing there at all. He comes in to close off the far side. I don't know. But that was a good one-time goal there from Sidney Crosby. And like I said, for the Oilers to win this game, it's going to take Connor McDavid outscoring the Sidney Crosby line. So far, Sid won. Connor McDavid, none? So here's Crosby on the attack again. He's out there hungry for the next one. The Penguins getting things going. And it will be... Crosby's down in a heap now. Okay, that kind of happened away as the camera was panning away. Crosby down in a heap, sells the penalty, and Darnell Nurse head of the box. And this just bad to worse for the Oilers here. And that is exactly kind of what the fear was tonight. So we'll see what happens here. But 2-1 with 7:11 to go in this first period. All right. What do we got? What do we got? What is Twitter ripping into the Oilers for? Let's see that. And can I refresh Twitter, or is Twitter not going to refresh itself? Hold on a minute. Let's see. So Noah Juleson, Quinn Hughes on the IR. Nope, we already knew all that. Jari starts to play as he takes the dump in and quickly fires it up to Raquel at the Oilers blue line, and he finds Crosby streaking into the slot, and he one times home the good goal. And they're talking about Tristan Jari being one of the best puck handlers in the league, and I think the back check and the defensive coverage there from Draisaitl and Nurse was pretty bad. I'd say is definitely something that we've seen. Yeah, that's where we find ourselves, just waiting for this game to get off commercial break so as we can get on with our lives and see what the Oilers respond here against the Penguins in this third period, or first period. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Like I said, I don't even know the Oilers schedule half the time. But second stream is fine. Okay. Alright. So, there we go. Alright. Double minor for high sticking. Oh boy, here we go. 4-minute double minor to the Oilers. It's all the way down to Tristan Jari, who will elect to leave that puck for his defenseman there. And now Evgeny Malkin will rile up the puck in his own zone. Sidney Crosby sees the pass blocked. Goes up and, oh, well, that's offside, I think. Penguins didn't touch it up. 6:46 to go in the first period. And right now, the Oilers rolling out there. Ryan McLeod on the penalty kill. He had a dangerous opportunity had Derek Ryan gotten him the puck. But that was a heck of a penalty killing effort on the last PK by Derek Ryan. The Pens so far have killed off 320. And right now, the power play coming together for the Penguins as they set up in the zone with 3:13 to go in the power play as it's now worked off onto the boards. Back to Letang. Letang's going to slap it into the slot, trying to get a tip there. He couldn't get it going. Now it's to the far side boards where Kulak ties up the man. Back across, shot coming. Big save, Jack Campbell off of the shot by Petrie, 96 miles an hour. Now this one right here, Jari back out to play it. This one's going to be worked back, and now a chance here for the Penguins again to get into the zone. 2:41 now to go on the power play. They'll shot and fire around the boards. Not much happening there. 2:34 as time continues to tick down. Shot coming from Rickard Rakell, turned away by Jack Campbell, who might just have a 900 save percentage by the end of this period. And this one's going to go back D to D and back to triggerman Rickard Rakell at the point. And they are really featuring him here heavy on this power play so far tonight. And do they even have a defenseman out there, do the Penguins? I don't know. But Rickard Rakell is going to go across. Shot comes in from the point. Whiffs on it. 5:15 to go in this first period. Shot comes into the slot. Goes wide of the net. Rickard Rakell fires up the shot again. Blocked there. Oilers under heavy pressure on this past 45 seconds in their own zone. Shot fired off the side of the net. Campbell turns him aside. Now another chance here. It'll be elected off to Rickard Rakell, who's just dancing out there. Just all kinds of time to shoot and room to keep ripping them. And the Penguins are feeding him. Shot wired. Saved by Campbell. He scrambles to make the other save. He's lost his stick. It's in the net. He dives out for it. And he's got his stick yet again. $1:30 to go in this power play. Oilers wire it all the way down to Jari. But that's a dangerous proposition. He'll just hand it off though. $1:22 to go in this first period. It's power play here with 4:27 left in the first period. This one's going to go back around down below the net. Penguins set up. Oilers have 3 men deep below in the zone, and now back to the points. The Oilers are able to poke check that one away. And now suddenly you got Connor McDavid out there with a minute to go on this penalty kill. A 4-minute double minor. So you got to get your guys out there changing up the lines a little bit, and obviously things got to work a little differently too if you've given up as many power play goals against. And Jack Campbell, as the man walks through Ryan Murray, makes the save on Brian Rust, and that's a pretty huge save right there if you're the Oilers. All right. So what do we got? Just about 600 views this hour, 580 views. Goals allowed by period. First period for Jack Campbell, 7. Third and second, not too bad. So now he's allowed 9 goals in the first period to start the season in 6 games. He makes his 16th save of the period. So he's 2 shots away from putting up a 900 save percentage if he can. And this is the best part about having slow chat on, my friends. These spam sites, bang, bang, goodbye. Last start versus the Penguins, 45 saves and a 4-1 win on February 17th, 2022. Not winning by only 1 goal against tonight. There we go, 3:42 to go in this first period. And this one's going to go across. Back to the point with 22 seconds to go on the power play. Sidney Crosby is going to set it up on the near side boards. Evgeny Malkin loses the handle, and that should pretty much do it for the power play for the Penguins, as they will have 10 seconds rocking and rolling here, and they'll just switching things up a little bit. .312 to go in the first period as the Penguins are across the line. Shot fired, saved by Campbell. There we go. He's sticking in there. And now he's got quite a few saves to start this first period as he's been piled on in shots. And this one comes back to the front of the net. The Oilers again can't buy a lucky bounce in front. And that's been the story of the past 3-4 games. Niemelainen slaps it off the boards. They'll go right down to Tristan Jarry, who will leave it there for his defenseman Dumoulin. Dumoulin goes off the boards to his other defenseman. The Oilers come up with it. They slap it in. And it goes right onto the stick of the Penguins immediately. 2:39 to go in this first period. It'll be fired into the middle of the Penguin zone where they have to decide how to handle the puck. It'll be worked off the boards. 2:28 to go in this first period. An icing call against the Penguins will allow the Oilers a face-off in the offensive zone. Take a quick second to answer my phone. Alright, here we go. Let's rock and roll a face-off in the Oilers zone. One back by the Oilers. That's a huge get to start. Zach Hyman back behind the net. He's going to try and work this one out. And this one's going to go turn back around to Leon Draisaitl. Draisaitl's got Nuge on the far side looking for that backdoor 1T. Now that's left there for Tyson Barrie against 3 Penguins as the Oilers try to make the break, not come back the other way. As this one, Ryan Murray takes his man out. 2 minutes to go. And I'm a lot more tired than I thought I was. Stretch pass, misses Hyman. That's going to go all the way down for icing. And that's it. So that's it. That's all, my friends. We're sitting waiting for this one to wrap up in this first period. The Oilers not the start they want. Obviously scoring first was what you wanted, but now you're down 2-1 to the Pittsburgh Penguins. They got 19 shots. You got 8. You're barely generating anything in front of the net for bounces. And obviously now Crosby's got the time on ice lead because of having all those power plays. And Crosby gets the tip on Campbell. He's smiling after that one. Thought he might buy a goal. Couldn't get it done. And with $1:48 to go in this first period, the Penguins lead the Oilers 2-1. We're that close. We're that close to getting something done here for the end of the stream. I can go upstairs, have dinner, and really get to my evening. Plan was only to live stream the first period, and that's where we're looking to be after this one. And all right. Oh, man. Long day, long first period for the Oilers, and now a 2-1 deficit. Now we gotta try and get this going. Yes, if they're gonna give us all kinds of commercials, I can give you another commercial, and I can give myself time to update the stats here and see what we're looking at. 223, so 2.4 minutes watched on the stream, or yep, minutes watched times 741 views. My friends, we are pacing out 29.5 hours watched on the stream today. That's not bad for a first period where we've been live, what, 54 minutes. So we're probably going to finish up this stream being live for an hour and 10 minutes. We're going to rock and roll ourselves over 30 hours of watch time combining together. That's where we're at. Here we go. Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby. Crosby's got blood on his jersey. I'm amazed they're actually letting him go in. And here we go. Sidney Crosby looking... Man, I didn't know that was Sidney Crosby's draft photo. Looks so young. Connor McDavid was in grade 3 way back then. Yikes. And that one, off the face-off draw, literally we couldn't even get back to action. And off the face-off draw, the Oilers almost allowed Jack Campbell to scramble out of position and give up goal there. $1:45 to go. The Penguins have 19 shots in this game so far. Ryan comes in for the face-off draw against Crosby. Ryan will win it back to Connor McDavid some weird way. Now you got Derek Ryan out there with Evander Kane and Connor McDavid. Well, hey, that was to the point about maybe getting Kyler Yamamoto off the first line. And $1:33 to go. We got another stoppage in play here for the Oilers and Pens. And this one again has, like, I mean, for the Penguins side, it's been high event. The Oilers side, very low event. They got the goal on the one big play, but that's about it. Most game-winning goals in Penguins history. Sidney Crosby with 79, Malkin with 78. You got Lemieux and Yager both with the 70s as well. Here we go. Get this going. This is off the draw. Darnell Nurse spins it around. $1:25 to go. Connor McDavid still out there. And it's back the other way. Turned there onto a Penguin stick. Shot fired by Jeff Carter. Save made by Jack Campbell. $1:12 to go in this first period. The Oilers need to get something generated on this shift right here, right now. Connor McDavid winding up, loading up. He's going to get it to Cody Ceci. Yes, Puljujärvi fires the shot. Saved by Jari, and then the man bites the zone for the Penguins, and now the Oilers will be forced to slap it back in, looking for the stick of Connor McDavid. He'll peel off for a line change, and we got 51 seconds to go in this first period. 2-1 the score. Jack Campbell out there. He's going to play this one off, and right there, look for the Oilers to make a play out of their own zone. 37 seconds to go. Oilers still lackadaisical in their own zone, trying to get out. Here's Ryan McLeod. He'll get it chipped ahead into possession. It goes over the stick of Brett McCulloch. And now Evgeny Malkin back the other way. Nice little nifty stick check by Evan Bouchard. Turns over the puck, though, to the Penguins. 18 seconds to go. Pedersen at the blue line. He walks it there. Malkin's going to play it down, and it will be tipped back by the Oilers. Forced out of the zone and stripped by the Penguins. And my friends, that is it. That is all. That is the end of the first period here tonight between the Oilers and Penguins. A 2-1 finish to the first period. 20 minutes in the books. The Oilers really not doing much of substance in that period other than giving up shots against. And for the Oilers, you got to definitely come out of the gates flying here in this second period. Folks, I'm going to tune out. I do not got the energy for this tonight. We're going to have ourselves a little bowl of stew. We're going to have a bowl of stew for supper, and then we're going to have some toasted bread with it, and we're going to have ourselves a great rest of the evening. Sit back, relax, get the game on the laptop instead of the TV, and we'll play some Chell 23 at the same time. Kick back, enjoy. Maybe record that episode of NHL 23 franchise mode that you're all waiting for. Possibly. Anyway, folks, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Here's to turn it around in that second period. Why not? Let's do it. I am up